All right. Welcome back to Survivor Fiji. All right, Alec. What's going on?
Yeah, boy, it's been a while. Been some technical difficulties to say the
There'll always
least.
be technical difficulties. We're on our last legs at this point where now I'm at the point where I can't record it on the screen at the same time. I have to sync it up in post. All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Which is just pretty much to hold us over. If I had like a lot of money right now, I would absolutely get a whole PC and it would make my life a lot easier. It's just not an option right now for me. So this is our workaround, and hopefully it doesn't give me too much hell in production. But and it works for now. I bet you a couple weeks from now this won't even work, and then so back to
Yeah, it'll just stop working entirely, and just who knows what we'll be doing at that point.
you know. But
It's anybody's guess, anybody's game.
look, we're like however many seasons into this point. We're on our 14th Survivor season, and we're still not on easy street yet. You know,
No,
one day
we're
we'll
really
get there.
not.
It'll be
We
like
really...
one day we'll get to be a fine-tuned, fine oiled machine where everything's in place, everything runs smoothly, is easy on me. You know, we'll get there. And
Maybe someday.
And we'll look back on this and we'll be like, wow, these were such primitive times.
Maybe someday, but it is not this day.
These were such primitive times. Now we have studio lighting and the fanciest equipment. You know?
The studio lighting you ever did see.
Mm-hmm. Well, my
Yes,
ideal thing is like if I can get a world where I don't have to worry about the audio. Is my biggest pain in the ass. I hate the audio being imbalanced and having to adjust that, and then also the actual production, recording the reaction to the episode. I'd like that to be seamless, and then I'll be set.
Yeah, all that stuff kind of sucks.
Maybe season 25 we'll have it figured out by then.
All right. Maybe
So,
we'll stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
previously on Survivor, Rita Skeeta was voted out.
yeah, I don't remember her. It was one of the more boring Survivor episodes in a while. It was very by the numbers kind of.
But a big storyline of the episode was that Stacy was being a bit of a I don't know what the word is for it. Not a nice person to Dreams and Cassandra.
Yeah,
they have no allies here, and she would not didn't want to tell Dreams how to operate the coffee maker.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. Cassandra and Dreams. Yeah. Stacy and Lacey act very bitchy to them. That's what I wrote.
Bad
They are planning on flipping at the merge.
Cassandra and Dreams, yeah.
Cassandra and Dreams, yeah. They've said that like secretly. They're like, well, they might be trying to go buddy with us, but it doesn't matter because at the merge we're flipping like instantly. So.
Yeah, and then Alex is like the one voice of reason. He's like, "Come on, guys, we need them. Like the numbers are, like if we go into the merge even, and they just need to swing them over." And they're like, "No, we don't need them." And
we don't need them.
No,
it was like he was like, "What are you talking about?" Yes, we do. We do desperately.
But remember, they reconvened, and then like they were like, "Yeah, we're all on board, right?" Stacy is like, "Oh yeah, it's just us to the end, right?" You know, the great work.
It's good stuff. Good stuff all around.
I think they teased something interesting happening this episode, but
I think there was like a flip or it might be some switcheroos going on with the buffs and with the
might be dropping buffs and throwing them around and upside down.
Yeah, there might be some dropping some bombs too.
Drop your buffs, turn them inside out, tear them in half. It's like an elaborate process. Now you're gonna take the two ends of the buff and retie it here. It's like a little arts and crafts.
Whose buff is this?
Yeah.
He holds up the buff.
Did they ever do a buff? I don't think they ever did. Whose buff is this?
It was just. It was whose hat.
How can you tell whose buff that is? It's just anyone in that tribe could have had that buff.
I think it was hat. I think it was a hat, but I just like it. I like whose buff is this?
Mm-hmm. a primitive time in Survivor. Those kind of challenges. He was literally like pull up like a sweater. Like, whose sweater is this?
It's like,
jot it down on your notepad, and then it would have been better if you actually just like pulled up like a printed out picture. Like, who is this?
They weren't on your tribe. Who is this person?
It's like famous. It's just like famous people pop quiz. It's like
it's like a celebrity. Who is this? Couple? It's like a president. It's like President Clinton or whatever. It's like, who is this?
Yeah. Pop culture trivia is a big pillar of Survivor challenges now. That's all. You need to know your pop culture.
If you could, it's like if you could meet any famous politician, who would it be, and why?
If your game was like a politician,
it's based on a famous politician. Yeah,
absolutely.
Classic.
All right. Okay. All right, guys, let's get into the episode. As always, there'll be a link in the description to the highlights of the reaction, and come back afterwards for the discussion, okay? All right, well, there you have it. It's episode 6 of Survivor Fiji. Anthony has been voted out.
Anthony's been voted out. There it is. That's unfortunate.
Very
unfortunate, actually. You hate to see it because of the pathetic display that our old class clown favorite Rocky is
it's like the
pathetic
the biggest fall off we've ever seen of any Survivor contestant.
I know.
The first 2 episodes,
so fast.
MVP.
Yeah. Now he's like the biggest loser. Except it's not like he's losing weight. He's just a loser.
He looks like he's losing a lot of weight though, too.
He has. He's kind of shrinking. So maybe he is the biggest loser. I don't know. In more ways than one. That was that was hard to watch and accept. It's really hard to accept, really, at the end. The fact that they still went along and voted against him. And it was like, I guess if you've really steeled yourselves and hardened to the resolution that you're going to vote him out, I guess I get it. But there's no way in hell I could have sat there and voted for him still. No way. Even if I had resolved myself that I was going to vote Anthony out, after hearing that, no way. There's just no way. I mean, like,
narratively, you want so badly for Rocky to get his comeuppance right there, because it would have been such a sweet.
I knew it wasn't gonna. I knew in the back of my head, I knew that wasn't gonna happen. Like, even if someone turned around, I was like, he's still going home. But I mean, it's just when people like that are not, they tout themselves up and they like puff out their chest and they like, oh, I'm a man. You got to speak loud. You got to do all these things to be a man. It's like, no, that's not a man. You're a child. If you think that that's actually how a man is supposed to behave, if that's genuinely what he thinks and not like just putting on a display for the camera, which it might be, that's not how a man should behave himself. And yeah, it was awful. It was terrible. It was.
we saw
poor Anthony.
We saw toxic masculinity, the tribe, because we assembled all we assembled all the big dude bros together, and then Anthony was there as the odd one out, who's like literally, as they said, he was separate from everybody else. He's the one staying back at camp while the men go out, the real men go out and hunt and provide, and he's tending the fire. It's just immediately he's the odd man out. So it's like an uphill battle where like, there wasn't much he could do. Like Rocky was doing everything he could to make himself like vote for me. Like I'm causing a scene and everything, and it still didn't matter. But I mean, it ultimately doesn't matter if you think about it from their perspective. If like they really have no interest in working with Anthony, it's like Rocky will always be that guy if once Anthony's gone, right? But
Yeah.
It's just like it came down to pure brute strength. We need our strength, so let's vote Anthony out. Even though, like,
Right.
actually providing and doing stuff around camp. Who was it? Was it Edgardo that said that Rocky doesn't do anything? He's lazy.
Yeah.
And
Dreams said that, I think, actually.
I don't know,
No, I guess maybe it was Edgardo that said that. I'm trying to remember.
but like he's doing all the stuff around
No,
camp.
it was yeah, Dream said that, and Edgardo was like, "Well, yeah, Anthony's just his little bitch. He just does everything for him." I was like, "Whoa, Edgardo! I've never heard you say such a thing."
Confessional that Rocky's lazy and doesn't do anything around camp,
Yeah.
while Anthony
That
does
was
everything.
Dreams. That was Dreams says that. Yeah.
But ultimately, I just think they don't value, like, it's not valued as much, like the tending the fire kind of stuff. It's like, right? Well, competition, strength.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that guy back in that eating challenge? He didn't even pound his chest and really try to get it down there. He was just like, can't do it without water. These are the things they remember.
Like, yeah, these are things that you remember. These are things you remember. That's true. So
I mean, we had so we'll get back to that, but so we started off the episode with, we're gonna choose 2 new tribes, Edgardo and Earl. Step forward, and they get to kick it off, picking from opposite tribes. And so we ended up with Edgardo, Alex, Rocky, Dreams, Mookie, and Anthony on the one tribe, and we had Earl, Yowman, Michelle, Stacy, Boo, and Cassandra on the other tribe, with Lisi going to exile. And we had this Lisi moment. Classic.
It was the strangest thing.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
She's just like, yeah, well, she's just like, oh, yeah, I'm going home. And he's like, what? Jeff is just like, what? You were excited to go home? And she's like, yeah, I'm going, I'm might as well head home, happy trails or whatever. And he's just like, well, you're still in the game, and you're going to Exile Island. So maybe it'll give you some time to, maybe think a little bit more and readjust so that you want to play the game still. He's like, Jeff is throwing like all the shade. Jeff hates her. Jeff is really, he maybe doesn't hate her, but that mentality like really pisses him off. We've seen that. He absolutely hates that mentality, and I don't blame him for 1 second.
All right.
Because he's a host of this damn show, it's like, for crying out loud.
And he's like going through, he's got to go through all the things about how the idol clues are there, and he's like, maybe you can find the idol and give it to someone who actually wants it,
Yeah, he's just digging at her constantly. It's great.
She did not care about the clues whatsoever.
And she didn't care at all. She like looked at, we like switched to her, and it was like, yeah, blah 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 blah. I don't care. I was like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, what do you mean you don't care? You just play the game. Isn't she the one that was like, that was when Alex was like, yeah, well, we got to make sure that they're on our side, so when they flip, and she's like, yeah, but we don't need them.
Yeah, it was
like,
yeah, it was her.
It was her, and I think it was her specifically that said that. Hey, well, we don't need them, and it's like,
yeah.
Well, no. We'll think about it for like, I don't know, like 2 seconds, and then you realize that we do need them. Yeah, boy, that's we've got some new lows here on Survivor. If this is the best we got, if this is the best of the B-roll that we have for Lisi, the best of the hours of footage.
And so we saw Edgardo on the other tribe. We had Edgardo, Alex, Dreams, and Mookie made like a 4-person thing. They're like, us 4. Let's do us 4 as a thing.
Oh yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were all kind of getting along.
And then we saw Earl was very comfortable where he's at. He's got Yellman and Michelle, and then Cassandra's taking a liking to them, it seems. She's like, I'm a free agent because of how they treated me before, basically.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, Boo and Stacey are like, I don't know.
Yeah. But he's feeling like he's in a good position right now. Yeah, Earl was really kind of entertaining seeing him sort of like being like, yes, I'm kind of king now. Yeah. Like he was very like in a really good position and just enjoying the new camp. So they get to go to that was one thing. They got to go to the
Moto
the
luxury camp.
luxurious camp.
And so we have
Yes.
Rocky, Anthony, and Mookie are still are the ones that have been on the bad tribe the whole time so far.
Yep. Yep.
So then we had the immunity challenge, which was where they had a hub connecting everybody, and you had to weave your way through, and in some ways force and break people's ribs as you're getting through too.
Just squish people's fat out of the way, basically.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a cool challenge. I actually really liked it a lot. It was very, very entertaining to watch. I felt like they did a decent job at making it exciting. I also like how the challenge ended, and then normally it would go to commercial break, but instead it cut to Yao Man being like, "I have the strength now to carry the flag," and then it went to commercial. Then it went to commercial break. It was very funny because it was also the cold open was Yao Man being like, "I'm surprised I dodged a bullet and I'm not on the chopping block."
Yeah,
it's just like, okay.
It's like people like me are very very dispensable because of
dispensable. Yeah.
We don't have a lot of the brute strength to offer, and then they go and like this challenge will be all you won't need brawn. Yeah, so you kind of do. Your body might break under the pressure of this hub. But ultimately, we get to the Ravu men tribe going to tribal council. Yeah. So I saw Anthony was pretty entertaining in this episode. Like, in the episodes before, Anthony
was like, fantastic in this episode.
He's like, I'm the nerd.
Anthony, I'll just say it now. I'll just say it now. Anthony's my MVP for the episode, by the way. I'll just say it right now. Anthony was great. I loved him this whole episode. Great confessionals. He was edited very well, I would say here. I mean, I think they knew he was going home, so they edited him very entertainingly. But I loved how it was like all these like epic shots of like the men like doing stuff around camp. And it was just kind of like him like contemplatively like looking like like tending the camp, and while they're off like doing all the work, like we're men, we're going fishing, and it was just like him back at camp. There's a lot of really good stuff with him this episode. I really
fun lines when they came back from a commercial and had the country music playing. He's like, "The old cookie left to tend to the fire." Well, the boys go out and
it's fish. So great.
Yeah,
it was really very great.
He really came into his own in this episode because in previous episodes he was like kind of I'm the nerd guy, but he didn't really have much flair to it. But then he really got fleshed out in this, and he was giving us some entertainment. And then obviously it all comes to a head at the tribal council here. Very interesting.
Well, I like how Jeff asks him a question and he starts to answer it, and then Rocky just yells and interrupts. I don't know if that happened.
Yeah.
It was like,
Jeff was almost like on the toxic masculinity train a little bit too. He was like, why don't you stick up for yourself, Anthony? He's like, do you even want to be here? You could tell with the tone of his voice, he was like, oh, okay, Jeff. Jeez, he just loves it. He wants to be with the boys so bad. He was like,
you're really trying to make, which are the women? Am I right? Which women do you guys
want? Yeah.
Yeah, which ones do you want? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Well, you got Slim Pickens over here.
So
Anthony, he's a little effeminate though. How about him? Right. He could make a.
He's effeminate, bro. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just,
Except he did at tribal council. He did kind of point that as a bad thing, and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that he was just like ranting. I was like, oh, on this, okay, yeah, Where he's like, you're just effeminate, He's like, oh yeah,
please.
Okay, please, Rocky, please. Yeah, he was like too. It was almost he was like a little too classy, but like it wouldn't have probably made a difference had he fought back, quote unquote. Like it wouldn't have made
he tried to do the for a little bit. He was like, "I'll try to fight back," like because that's like what they want me to do. But
it
wasn't really.
But it was just like, have you tried? Yeah, I love the. It's like, well, have you tried Rocky? And then Rocky just like was like, "Don't yell in my ear."
Don't raise your voice, bro.
Oh, I was like, oh. I was like, oh, okay. So the answer is no, in other words, and you just deflect your emotions.
Right? It's like he didn't even
because you're wrong.
Raise his voice even when he was trying to do the argumentative thing. He's like, it was still like pretty low.
Yeah.
and then Rocky is like his normal voice is way higher, and then he's always elevating, bro, you're upset, guy.
Yeah. It's like, yes, I am. In fact,
don't raise your voice,
people
bro.
Tend to get
hey, don't raise your voice.
People tend to get really agitated when people are just yelling at them for no reason. And some people don't respond well to that. It's this interesting thing, bro. Rocky. Introverts don't really like it when people are yelling at them. I'm just going to throw that out there. They really don't like it when people are yelling at them, and they're not going to respond to you.
And they don't like it when
they won't fight back, because why would they waste their energy on you?
And introverts hate it when you say, "Why don't you speak up?" or "Why are you so quiet?" Those are very triggering things to hear. It's like,
yeah, dude, fucking tell me about it. Like, I'm more like ambivert than I am anything, but I would say overall I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
I'm a fairly social person, but like, yeah, I mean, and I the thing is, I talk a lot. I get that from my dad, but like I get my loud voice from my dad too. But like, I had plenty of friends that were just like Anthony, just like him. They were very quiet. They kept to themselves, and they were my good friends. And so like I see a lot of my friends in Anthony. So like when I see people like Rocky like picking on him, like I'm just like, you don't mess with him. Like, don't do that. That's not cool.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. It's just like,
yeah, it's
literally the toxic masculinity thing. Like, he's not acting the way that he's supposed to. He's not
supposed to. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not like the rest of us. And it's like, so we just all have to be the same. Yeah, it is. It's interesting. It's a very like 90s, 2000s. Like, you have to fit in with the guys. You have to be with the bros. You gotta be with this mentality, this macho, this
which still very much exists to this day. But I think
for sure.
I think there's probably more of a requiem for like online, because it's like you can see a lot more people online like you, and like whether it be like watching like content, you can see people like you, or you just interact with people that are like you. So it's like people are more accepting of being that way, where it's not like, oh, I have to. Just even like he should have had some. They were just like, Mookie was upset at him at that food challenge. I mean, like, yeah, he didn't do well at that at all objectively, but like I literally was saying at the time, I think he would have been satisfied if he was just like, and like.
Yeah, if he'd just been doing that, he would have been like, he would
like, oh man, he was.
Well, at least he was trying.
Man, he was giving it his all. If Anthony would have just given up that fire, like, no, I'm coming with you guys. I'm gonna go fish. That's what he had to do in this tribe for him to have any chance. He had to be like, no, someone else fend the fire. I'm a tough guy. I'm gonna go fish with you. It's like, oh yeah, okay,
like you said,
let's keep him.
Damn. All right. Yeah, like he said in his final confessional, they're like, he was like, I guess I just had to be a jerk to fit in. I was like, yeah, kind of. I guess so. Apparently, you did.
But yeah, it's like
it's like the SpongeBob. Now I'm a jerk and everybody loves me.
But yeah, like I'll have days. I would have days at work where I'm like, I don't say much at all. I'm keeping to myself. I don't feel like. I don't really. A lot of times, it's like I don't even care for these people that much. I don't really relate to them very much. And they're like, why are you so quiet? Because they're just talking nonsense, talking stupid stuff. Why are you so quiet? Like, because you're a jackwad. I don't.
Because I don't want to talk to you.
Fuck about what you're talking about. You're beneath me. That's why.
Basically, yeah. That's why you're beneath me, peasants. That's what all introverts are really thinking. Everyone's beneath them, you peasants. I am the Senate.
It's like people are so off, but if you're just like, it's such the norm to just talk about whatever, gossip, drama, or whatever, and it's like they're so off put by someone who's just like not saying anything and just.
Oh yeah, there's some really great like philosophical. There's a really great quote about people who like talk to talk. I'm trying to remember. There's like some really great lines about that. I don't remember if it's from literature, philosophy, or movies. I know there's a line somewhere that I've heard that's about like people who just talk to fill space or something. or to fill the emptiness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that is, but Rocky reminds me of that kind of an individual. So, but overall, it was a very entertaining episode. I will give you that.
It's entertaining.
A
Very
lot of
frustrating though at the end.
Yeah, frustrating at the end, but it was very entertaining. A lot of new interesting dynamics at play here. So, yeah, I'm curious to see where things continue to go.
Well, yeah.
But yeah,
like I was saying,
Anthony's easy MVP.
It would have been a beautiful. I think it would have been a beautiful episode of Survivor if Rocky was voted out. It would have been like a beautiful story of like.
It would have been a perfect like comeuppance. So like the ultimate comeuppance that you're hoisted on your own petard because your own arrogance and self worth is just like means nothing to the rest of your tribe.
Yeah, I remember. When I first watched it, I just wanted so desperately for that to happen. It's like, please, just let it be Rocky. It would be so sweet just to see his reaction too. It's like, bro.
He'd like, I don't know if he'd flip or what, but
you had to have flipped out from that. It was like I got voted out before
flip out.
Remember he was talking about how like Jessica and it was like Erica and Jessica were way more players than him.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? People you got out at the beginning?
He should just be happy. He should just be happy for making it 17 days. Like he should thank you, goodbye. He thinks like he should just be grateful for being there because he's not as much of a man. So he's lucky that.
Now bend over and take your spanking.
Yeah.
That's like what you got. Bend over and take your spanking.
Now there's no other option. There's no other women to vote out, bro.
Yeah.
It's you.
You're the only woman left.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the only woman. You are. You're effeminate
here. So like, we voted out all the women, bro. You're lucky you're still here.
Yeah. Well, Lisi's on their tribe now, so
Yeah. But she came after he left. She's like, if only Lisi was here earlier.
I like Lisi. I love Lisi, bro. She's like a dude, she's Lisi, like a man.
Yeah, he still would have voted Anthony out over Lisi because she's more.
She's one of the boys,
He's one of the boys.
She's one of the boys. So. Fuck.
Anthony,
all right. Well.
Shout out to you, Anthony. All right.
Yeah. Represent. We
appreciated you on this episode. I thought you had a great send off. Sad. It's sad to see him go in that way, but just he's literally accosted and like hyper criticized like the moment before he's about to be voted out anyway. Like not even a little bit of empathy. It's like no, I'm gonna criticize you as a human being and to the core, even knowing that you're gonna be voted out anyway. It's like.
Well, there was Alex who was like, man, I just felt bad for him. Like, I just feel bad. Like, I would have hurt my feelings if it's.
I'm talking specifically.
It's like,
about
well,
Rocky,
it should hurt your feelings anyway. Like, to me, like, I mean, I guess he didn't really like Anthony or whatever, but it's like, to me, it's like hearing somebody get dressed down like that in front of everybody is just like, that to me is just like, it's total. As I was saying on the episode, that is not a man. That is not what a man does. Right. They don't dress down their peers in front of people. That is a cowardice, low, childish thing to do, and that's not a man. A man doesn't do that to other people.
But you could see even Alex when he was saying that he just felt bad. You could see even then he was he was being very political about it. Like, I don't want to anger Rocky towards me,
Rocky,
be very careful about how I say this. That's why no one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously some of them all have like some toxic masculine traits to them. But even if there was like a defender in there, this game kind of discourages it at times, where it's like it's not beneficial to your personal game to stick up for him, knowing he's going to be voted out and that you could anger Rocky.
I would say I haven't seen anything toxic per se in Dreams. Right, he's masculine for sure, but there's not really a whole lot of toxicity in there. And I mean,
Edgardo hasn't. Edgar called him his bitch, but he's like.
I mean, he's kind of true. That's sort of what he was sort of like to fucking Rocky. It was wild. And Alex, I don't know. Alex was spitting he was quoting some movie. What was he? What movie was he quoting?
He was quoting.
I was like, what? I was like, what's going on here? And they were he was like, I quote that before challenges. And they're like, yeah, and you're not going to get laid for like a year after you say it. It's like.
And then Mookie's obviously got some bro thing. He's like, he almost cried,
Yeah.
They all.
Yeah, what a little baby.
I'm just saying this
Can't
whole
cry.
like environment. It's like it's all
This
bro
environment
and
it does, yeah.
so
The
even if
environment itself is not. It's not great. It's not great.
even if there's someone who would defend him in the real world, it's like you're disincentivized from doing that, especially knowing he's going to be voted out, and then you could anger Rocky, and he'll always like have his eye on you now.
The wrath of Rocky,
right? But you just want to play nice, even if it's like, oh, we're gonna vote Rocky out next chance we get, whatever. I don't know, but it's like, keep the peace for the people that are gonna still be there. So unfortunately, you get situations like this sometimes, where it's like he's just getting laid into. Of course, Rocky is like completely lack any self-awareness and like subtlety in playing a game where he's being voted out. There's literally no reason to get this mad at someone who's about to be voted out. And like,
yeah, it's wild.
Like,
just take a life lesson from me.
Yeah, he wants it so badly to be like, yeah, I am effeminate, and you're right, Rocky. I will change my ways from now on.
Yeah, and it's like, wait, you want him to just? Who would take advice from you? Like, it's like, what?
He has no
just take some advice from me.
He has no idea how embarrassing he looks like with his displays.
It's wild.
And
wow.
All right. See what happens.
I hope he doesn't treat. I hope he doesn't treat his customers like that. That's all I'll say to that. So, all right. Well, next time looks like some goofy hijinks. Yao Man's digging up some treasure or trying to find some, and then Michelle just like falls off the platform she's on.
Oh my god! I'm kind of mad that they showed that in the preview because that's actually a great moment that I really,
that is too bad.
It's a fun
that
moment.
is too bad. But hopefully I forget about it before next week, but I probably won't.
It'll be a little fresh, at least when you see it.
Yeah.
But, all right. Well, thank you guys for watching and joining us for this episode. Anthony's, it almost felt like his number was coming for a while now. He was always like on the chopping block. He had gotten votes several times before too. And it was always just just barely squeaking by, but
when he left, you should have said, "My goose has been cooked." Just everyone has like a stupid old timey phrase like Sylvia. I've been had.
Everybody has to say very
the very like passe sort of like phraseology.
Someone's like really like not feeling like that's it for me, folks.
Yeah, that's all, folks.
That's all, I guess. That's it for me. It's like a news anchor. It's like back to you.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Good night
on the field.
That's right. Good night and good luck. They say that as you're going on.
Yeah, it's like, man, what happened to Survivor here? Everybody's got a catchphrase on the way out. Whoa, that's it, I guess.
Whoa, like I don't even know what happened. All right. Let's end this episode.
Hands go out to all you back home.
Hands go out. I'm trying to fit my autofocus is back on again. I have to turn it off like every single time. Every single time I turn my computer on, I have to turn it back off. It's so annoying. So,
well, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, like the video.
Yeah.
And if you want more Survivor, we got a playlist on the channel, or go to zacharcher.net/survivor for all the Survivor seasons we've done, and new episode every week.
Much.
All right.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, what video should they watch next?
Oh, they should go check out our go check out our Survivor Simulation number 3, the last one we did, our All-Star Survivor Tarqaron All-Stars is what it's called.
Is it the third? Is it the last one we did was 3?
I think it was the third one. Yeah. Have we done 4? I could have swore we've only done 3.
Somebody check the stats. I think it might be 4.
Check the stats. Oh no! Oh my gosh! I think you might be right. I think you're right. Yeah. So 4. Go check that out.
All right.
Go check it out.
Tarqaron All Stars 4. Yeah, we do a Survivor Simulation is a yearly tradition for us now. So it's a thing where for Survivor fans they can enjoy it, and also it's all other Tarqaron content we do, like our movie reviews, game reviews, and stuff. We get to bring in some characters from from them and see how it goes in the Survivor season. It's a fun time.
There was 4. That's wild.
Absolutely.
Wow. Cool.
It's fun. I mean, we'll have another one like literally half a year from now. So.
Yeah. They're always a good time. Always a nice little summertime jam we get to do. So. Yeah.
All right, and click link in the description for our social media, and hit that notification bell as well.
All right.
Until next time.